Hello, this is Nicholas from MereLiving.com, and today I'm going to share how going from 3 meals a day to 2 meals a day has changed my life for the better. I'm not a health professional. This is not professional advice. I'm just sharing my story from my health journey of being what I thought was a very good, typical American diet to thriving and doing much better now, just having 2 meals a day. So let me share a little bit about that. I previously was what people would say a healthy person, a healthy eater. People would look at me and think that I was very disciplined with my eating. I ate my fruits and vegetables. I wasn't addicted to sugar or alcohol. I rarely had soda. I generally ate well. And even with all that, I started having severe liver pain and liver issues. I started having skin issues and rashes over my body. And when I finally saw some help, the functional medicine doctor that I saw, he said you're stressed and your diet is not giving you proper nutrition. And so later on, I did basically a fasting kind of diet cleanse. Started with the basics. I tried the carnivore diet, did that for 4 to 5 months, and completely reset my diet and my insulin timing and all that with my body. Just completely neutralized it, started over, and then slowly started implementing foods back in my diet. And so from this transition from 3 meals a day and the typical American diet to getting to uh, post carnivore, like after my fasting time period, going on ketosis and everything, and having more fasting time, my threshold for eating kind of went down, I guess you could say. And so I was very satisfied on the carnivore diet. I didn't have any issues or anything, but it wasn't something I wanted to stay on long term. And so I slowly started introducing foods back. And one of the things I noticed is that I didn't need to eat until 10, 11, even 12 o'clock some days, and that I felt really good in the morning. And so I wasn't sure how to go about that, but I continued to sustain it, and I did some more research, and I basically found for me that my the insulin levels stabilized in my body, and so I wasn't craving so many foods in the morning first thing. I was a person who I wouldn't be able to go past 8 or 9 o'clock without being really hangry, like hungry and angry if I didn't have breakfast or irritable. I'd be very hungry. I'd get headaches. Wouldn't be doing well, and that all went away. So like I'd go through straight through the morning and feel great, honestly. And now the best part of the day for me oftentimes is the morning before I eat. I'm not hungry. I don't have cravings. Sometimes I will get like a little bit of a craving. It'll go away very quickly, but don't have cravings for the most part. Energy is very high. I'm very alert. I don't need coffee. I'm awake. Once I'm up, I'm out of bed. I'm good to go. No issues. Not drained or sluggish or anything. So that's one of the biggest first things that I saw that helped me a lot, and that I want to continue doing this is that the energy in the morning is fantastic. I'm not reliant on anything. I feel liberated and free. I can eat when I want, anytime. I don't need to eat later in the day. If I want to eat early, I can eat early. If I want to eat later, I can eat later. I don't feel like I need to eat at a certain time. That's super liberating feeling. It's awesome. Like it's very freeing. You don't realize how tied you are to eating at certain times until you fast or do something different with your diet. And so that is the first thing in this video I want to point out is my energy in the mornings is superb. It's incredible. So that's the first thing. Second thing is just the general freedom that comes with it. So I mentioned, the time freedom. I'm not tied to eating a certain meal at a certain time. I'm not worried when I get up and go to work in the morning about eating first thing. I'm free to just get up and go. And yeah, it's kind of that simple. So the time freedom is huge. The financial freedom, not having to pay for a meal, is awesome. First thing in the morning. Now I know breakfast is relatively pretty cheap, but it is very nice to not have to pay for a meal. One of 30%, right? It's 30% of your budget, 30% of your meal that you don't have to worry about, and so that's pretty huge. Now I do normally spend a little more on my lunch. Like if I go to Chipotle, for example, I'll oftentimes get double meat to supplement, right? Like I do need the calories, but yeah, I'm not spending an absolute ton of food, of money in the first thing in the morning. And a lot of times for my lunch, like if I'm at home or working at home, I'll just have eggs and yogurt, like eggs and cheese and yogurt and some berries. And so the cheap food I bring over to lunch, and so I just save a ton of money that way. That's a huge benefit. Even though I know eggs are really expensive now, I have my own chickens, so eggs are very cheap for me. But yeah, so that's a huge benefit too, is just the cost savings. And then with that, you're free to spend more money on quality food if you want, or maybe you can just save the money. Like you can do what you want with that money, but it does allow you some more freedom for sure. And then the last one, and this is probably the biggest one. I mean, all of these are really huge for me, but the biggest one is how much easier it is on my body. And so, like I was saying, I had liver issues, and I mean, fundamentally, my insulin levels were just high and low all the time, like getting bigger and bigger because I was constantly eating these meals that were said to be okay, but were really high carb meals. And so I went on this carnivore diet. I got all that leveled out, started over, and so now my insulin level is more stabilized. Um, my body is not processing things all the time, and so oftentimes when I would eat that meal at 6 or 7 a.m., later in the day I'm crashing hard because I start the day with a huge spike, especially if I have like toast or something with carbs, right? Your day starts with a huge spike, and you're going to pay for that later in the day. And so, um, yeah, I like to think of it of if you went to a conference and you had, three huge sections of information given to you, you need to process that information, right? If you took one of those away, you had some free time, your body is finally able to think and process and just exist without having to use all that energy to digest. That's kind of what I think about in terms of a comparison. So, um, yeah, when you're containing too much information in your head and you can't process it, you know that there's too much going on. That's kind of how I felt in comparison with my body if I ate 3 meals a day, if that makes sense. I have 30% more going on in that day. Instead, now my meals from, let's say I eat 10 at 5, I have all that time between 10 and 5 for my body to rest and recover and recuperate. Um, and it's super free and liberating. So, yeah, that's the other huge one, is how much easier it is on my body. And with that, the inflammation has gone down a lot because I'm not constantly eating these extra meals that I don't need. So yeah, I mean, those are the big three: is the effect on the body. It's a lot easier on the body, energy, and then the freedom that comes with it. And so I know a lot of these are probably tied to, as well, I'm eating more of a low carb diet, but I don't think I would be able to uh, have these benefits as much even if I had another meal in the morning. I think they're amplified a little bit because of that. So I am intentional with what I'm eating, right? Like I'm making sure I'm getting more calories in both of those 2 meals so I can make sure I'm all good to go, especially when I'm working out. But overall, have not had any issues, and it's been a huge liberator for me. So I'm not sure where you're at on your health journey, but might be something to look into and work with your health professional. And that was a huge change for me, was finding a health professional that had the same mentality and mindset. I found a functional medicine doctor near me who agreed and helped me walk through a lot of this stuff, and absolute game changer. And so hopefully this information can help you out. If you like the video, please like it, subscribe, and leave a comment below. Let me know if this is something that you're dealing with or considering. And if you have any questions, I would love to answer them. Have a great day.